Hey again, this is Mr. Alexander, and I'm on the fourth and final page of the Unit 3 test review. On the second video, I left off on question number 13. I'm going to do questions 14 through 19 on this video right now. So number 14, we're supposed to write the equation of the parabola with a vertex of negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, and a directrix of y equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is my directrix. This is my vertex. And we're supposed to write an equation. So my p-value appears to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I want to get the focus, I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here's my focus right here. Looks like this thing's going to go upside down, which means that the equation is x minus something squared equals 4p y minus something. Well, my p-value is always my focus minus my vertex. And in this case, the things that are changing are the y's. The y value of the focus is 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4, sorry. And the y value of the vertex is 2. So I'm going to do negative 4 minus 2, which is negative 6 right there. And right here in the equation, it's supposed to be 4 times p. So 4p should be 4 times negative 6, which is negative 24. So I can just plug that negative 24 right into the equation here. That's a negative 24. And right here, this x minus something, y minus something, that's coming straight from the vertex, which is told to us to be negative 4, 2. Now, since the x value of the vertex is negative 4 and inside the parentheses is always counterintuitive, we're going to put x plus 4. And this is going to be y minus 2 because inside the parentheses is always counterintuitive. So the equation is x plus 4 squared equals negative 24 times y minus 2. That's the equation of the parabola. So let's talk about number 15. Write the equation of the parabola with a focus at 1, 4, and a directrix at y equals negative 1. So if the focus is at 1, 4, that's right here. The directrix is at y equals negative 1, that's right here. That's my directrix. The vertex is always going to be the midpoint in between them. So if there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces in there, that means that my vertex is right in the middle of them. And the coordinate of that vertex appears to be 1, 1.5. And the p-value appears to be 2.5. Because it's a distance of 5 in between them. So, remember the p-value is the focus minus the vertex, and the y value of the focus is at 4. The y value of the vertex is at 1.5. So the p equals 2.5. And we want the 4p for the equation. So 2.5 times 4 is just 10. Now we can write the equation. This thing is going to be facing upwards because you can just follow the focus from the vertex. That's going to tell you the direction of opening. So it's going to be x minus something squared equals 4p y minus something. The 4p I already found was 10. And the x minus something is going to come from the vertex. The vertex is at 1, 1.5. So it's going to be x minus 1 and y minus 1.5. That's the equation. All right, on to number 16. Write the equation of a parabola with a maximum at negative 2, -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a focus at -2, -7. So here the maximum is another way of saying the vertex, and here's the focus, which means that the directrix, if the distance from the vertex and the focus is 2, that means the directrix is up another 2. It's going to be right here. That's my directrix. So it looks like this thing's going to open downwards, which means I'm going to have an x minus something squared equals 4p y minus something. To find the p-value, it's always the focus minus the vertex. And in this case, it's the y's that are changing. The focus is at -7, and the vertex is at -5. So -7 minus -5 is -2, but I want 4p for the equation. So it'll be -2 times 4 is -8. I'm just going to take that -8 and I'm going to write it right there. And I'm going to use the vertex to finish the equation here. It's going to be x minus -2, which is x plus 2, and y minus -5, which is y plus 5. So that's your equation right there. All right, 3 left. Number 17. Write 4x squared minus 16x plus 3 in vertex form and identify the vertex as well as the direction of opening. All right, well, the first step's always the same. Move that 3 over to the other side to get y minus 3 equals 4x squared minus 16x. Now, I want to make this thing a perfect square trinomial, but I can only do that if I divide both sides by 4. Everything by 4. Y minus 3 divided by 4 equals x squared minus 4x. To turn it into a perfect square trinomial, I'm going to cut it in half, this -4 in half, and then square it. That's going to give me x squared minus 4x plus 4. I've still got this y minus 3 over 4, but I added 4 to the other side, so I better add 4 to this side. Okay, I'm going to write it the fancy way. I'm going to make this x minus 2 squared. But now I want to put that plus 4 over the other side, so I'm just going to go ahead and move it over here. And I'm still left with y minus 3 over 4. The opposite of divide by 4 is multiply by 4, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 4 to get y minus 3 equals 4x minus 2 squared minus 16. And then finally, add 3 to both sides. You get y equals 4 times x minus 2 squared. -16 plus 3 is a -13. That's the equation in vertex form. Does it open upwards or downwards? You can tell from the number in front. If it's positive, it opens up. If it's negative, it opens down. So this is going to open down. Okay? And we should always double check these by graphing it. Y equals 4x squared minus 16x plus 3, and then we've got 4 times x minus 2 squared minus 13. Make the second line a little bit darker. Hit the graph button. Hopefully they're the same. I see the first one. I see the second one. Feeling good about that. Double check on the y's and make sure all the y's on the table are the same. They are. So we've got the right answer here. All right, 2 questions left. Write a quadratic function which models the table below. This is another calculated problem. We're going to go to Stat Edit. And in list 1, I'm going to type in all the x values, 0.5, 1, 3, 6, 8. And in list 2, I'm going to type in all the y values, 12.75, 16, 24, 21, 9. I'm going to do stat calc 5 to get the quadratic regression. That's going to spit out the equation for me, which is y equals -x squared plus 8x plus 9. To double check it, go to y equals, type in that equation, -x squared plus 8x plus 9, and just double check that the table is the same as the one that was given us. So 116, 324, 621. I'm feeling good about that. All right, very last question now. Assume that the vertex is at the origin. Okay, I can do that. Here's the vertex. It's at 0, 0. What's the equation of the parabola? All right, well, that's interesting. So I see 2 points here. And I know to get to that point, I've got to go down 20, so I know that the y value on both of these is negative 20. And to get to those points, I got to go, let's see, so from here to here, that's 20, and from there to there, that's 20, to add up to 40. So this would be positive 20, comma, negative 20. This would be negative 20, comma, negative 20. So those are my 3 points. And I'm just going to use the calculator to calculate them. So stat edit, up, clear, enter, up, clear, enter, 0, 0, negative 20, negative 20, positive 20, negative 20. Stat calc 5. I've got the equation of y equals negative 0.05x. That's it. That's the equation. All right, so that's the whole review. Thank you for watching. If you want to just see the answer key, I'm going to post that on the calendar as well. And good luck on the test.